Hello and welcome to The Connection. I'm Emily Ram, your host for this edition of The Connection podcast on Thursday, May 28th. With me today is special guest Beatriz Penna, Florida. She's a pharmacy assistant at the Health Science Center in Loblaw Pharmacy at St. Anne's. She has been helping people with their medications and needs during this pandemic. Hi, Bea. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you as well.
Let's get started. First, Bea, what is the basic description of your job or jobs?
Okay. So we prepare the medications and also we distribute the medications for the patients.
So what do you do on a normal workday?
Okay. And in the hospital, we usually prepare the medications for each wards, but in retail,
Okay.
we prepare it for patient specific.
Okay. And during this pandemic, how do patients get their medication during this time? Do they have to call in first and come pick it up, or do they do something else?
In retail, they can come in and just give their prescriptions to us and then we'll fill it. It depends on the workload, on how long it takes them to get their medications. And right now, because of the pandemic, also medications are not readily as available as it was. So we just give them what we have. So
And
they
how
can
often
call
is it that you,
as well.
oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, how often is it that you don't have the stuff there for your patients?
Usually, if it's a medication that everyone takes, our suppliers usually have it, but right now, because everybody has limited stock, because I think we're not getting as much stuff from the US or wherever it is. So whatever Canada has, that's what we only give them.
So, what are the new regulations that were given? Explain how you handle or do them.
So in the hospital right now, not everyone can go in. Only those who have proofs that they have, that they have, how do you say that? How do you say that? That they have appointments, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if they really need to go in the hospital, they have to show something or a proof, but otherwise they won't let you in. And then in retail,
Go
in
ahead.
retail, we used to give them 90-day supply, which is 3 months supply. But a month ago, we could only give them 1 month supply because of, yeah. So Pharmacare, which is from Manitoba Health, they only allowed us to give patients 30-day supply, which is 1 month. Because if they go over that, Pharmacare wouldn't deduct it to their deductible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, at first, does going to work seem scary, like being a frontliner during COVID-19?
In the hospital, yes. Because actually, when everything started going on in the hospital, I guess I was exposed to a ward in the hospital. So that was scary because we weren't prepared yet. We didn't have any COVID wards yet. So, but afterwards, when everything was all set, and it was fast actually, they were set in just a couple of days. We had 5 COVID wards in a couple of days set.
Oh, wow.
But we only
was
used
that
one
quick.
COVID ward.
Yeah.
And now everything is closed. Everything's back to
Wow.
normal in the hospital right now. Hopefully it stays like that. But just in case, because there's no I guess there's no vaccines for COVID yet, so we're still
Yeah.
prepared for it.
So what are the challenges that you might face in a workday, like in an average workday?
Limited stocks and
Yeah.
patients that need it
Hmm.
and that need it right away. So we would have to call different hospitals. We would have to call different pharmacies that would have it. That's one of
And
the difficulties.
is it getting easier now that things are starting to loosen up, or has it been the same since
Yeah,
March? Yeah.
it's getting easier for retail. For the
Hmm.
hospital, it's still easier because it's not as busy in the hospital right now because there's
Hmm.
restrictions on people that come in. So
Right.
hopefully it
Right.
stays.
Yeah. Well, that ends our show for today. I would like to thank our guest, Beatriz Penaflorida, a pharmacy assistant, for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you as well.
We hope you enjoyed our show about the perspective of a frontliner. It was great having our guest on the show to talk about how the pandemic has affected their line of work. I'm Emma Winram, and this is the Connection podcast, our way of keeping you connected during this pandemic. Make sure you follow us on social media on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at LRSD TV, or on Twitter at LRSD_TV. Thank you for watching The Connection. Have a good day, and remember, stay safe and stay connected.